Okay guys, so this is the week we're on right now, second week of April. We basically have about 6 weeks to go before we move off grid. We've got the rest of this week, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at the beginning of May, 5 and 6. Now, this weekend we're going away for Catherine's graduation, so we'll be out of town. We can't use this weekend. And we have to be out of our rental by the 31st, completely out by noon. So that puts a little pressure on us. Basically, we've got about 6 weeks to work with if we back up. I think we'll have to move the bulk of everything before this weekend. So this might be our last weekend to move. However, interestingly and inconveniently, but necessarily, each weekend in May, I have to work. I've got shows in Fort Collins, in Denver, and in Denver for my jewelry each weekend in May. So I can't really help Brian those weekends. So it really just puts us in a pickle of all the work that we still have left to do. There's definitely a list of things we need to get done. So today, and let me outline for you the 10 things that we need to do before we move off grid.
Hey guys, it's Amy and Brian from Colorado Mountain Living. Hey. Another nice spring day, windy, of course. It's a big surprise.
Wind turbine.
Yeah, we're gonna get a wind turbine so we can benefit off it. Well, today we want to talk about our impending move coming up soon, less than 2 months away now. Almost 6 weeks, if you can believe it. I've got to look at the calendar here. But we're going to be moving off grid soon, and we've got a list of things to do. Tried to narrow it down to just 10 things, but these are 10 things that need to happen before we move off grid.
Yep. All right, so number 1, someplace to store our crap.
Yeah, we have a lot of packing up to do and moving boxes like we did the first time when we moved out here. Luckily, a lot of things are still in boxes, but you know, after a year of living, we've got to pack it all back up again. But since our living quarters are going to be reduced, we have to store everything, at least temporarily. So
we are going to recanvas our tubular steel garage.
Let's see if we can get that in the background here. We had a garage a couple years ago that we put up when we came out in the summertime, and after about a year, the winds just tore up the tarp, so we ordered a replacement.
Yep. So hopefully that'll last a couple years.
Yeah, hopefully we can orient the barn so it doesn't catch the wind, and we'll stay on top of it so we can have a good storage area. We'll put pallets down on the ground to keep things out of the water and make a nice walkway and just stack up everything nice and neat. So
should work just fine.
As soon as we get it put up, I'll start moving stuff over, maybe this weekend. We'll see what happens. Yep. We got to get our house ready to live in, and that includes finishing sealing it up with windows and doors and sealing the roof. Now right now, this is what the roof looks like.
Really just the first floor. So we put down some kills to kind of protect the wood, but it snowed the other day, and as the snow was melting, it was just pretty much raining inside. So we had put down some tape, some sheeting tape to try and keep it sealed up. That didn't work, so we're gonna try and get some elastomer rubberized roofing sealant to put that down. So I've got the rough opening framed in. It's going to be bigger than that. I just didn't cut the sheeting off yet to try and keep the snow and the rain out. But there'll be a 66-inch double glass door, and then 2 18-inch windows on either side, so it'll let a lot of light in.
We'll get some light on the situation.
All right, so here from the inside you can see where the got the window framed up there. There will be the door, and then the other window is right here.
And we're going to do another video about windows because we had to do a lot of research to figure out our windows. So. And
we didn't want some cheapo windows. We wanted something that's going to let a lot of light in, well insulated, and safe. So
there's just some extra challenges living at high altitude that we had to consider. So we had to buy more expensive windows, of course. But
all right. So number 4 is plumbing. What we're going to do for water, sink, toilet, that kind of thing. So over here is going to be the mechanical room, and we're going to put our washer and dryer over here anyway, So we'll have a sink. This would be like our little kitchen area as well. So what I'm going to do is, up on the outside, I'm going to put a water tank. I have a 55-gallon one that I had previously. And so I'm just going to cut a hole in the rim joist up there and then feed it down right here. And then we'll go right down to the sink. And then our main sewer line is here. I got a cap on it. And so we'll just set up a toilet right there we can use. So
That the one in the corner is the
Yep.
sewer? Oh, I thought it was this one.
no, that's for...
Okay.
This one here is just to help guide the water supply into the house. So,
So to put a toilet here, what do you have to do?
so I'm going to make a platform, maybe 2 feet up in the air, 1.5 feet.
We really will be on the throne.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then we're going to put a bunch of shelving up all along this wall here, and then some more over here, and just 2x4 shelving.
That's kind of like problem number 5 is turning this into a living area.
Yeah.
So how do we make this space livable? It's a basement. It was supposed to be mostly just for workshop use, but now we're living in it, so we have to put up storage, our indoor storage. Like, where are we going to put our plates? Where are we going to put our pantry? Where are we going to put our sheets and our
clothes,
towels
hang
and our
our
clothes?
clothes.
So all the way around shelves. Okay.
So where are you going to shower?
Well, I always shower at the gym. So yeah, no shower here unless we get a solar shower, and you can use that, or maybe Vigo can use it. But I'll just keep going to the gym and using their shower because that's what I do already.
All right, the next thing is getting some gas up here, natural gas. The Colorado Natural Gas came by. Amy went and talked to them, and they came by yesterday. And it's only going to be about $1,200 to run the line, which is amazing. Let me show you where it's coming from. By the neighbor's house is the road, and that's where the line starts.
He said the first 300 feet is free, and then it's $4 a foot after that, and it's about 525 feet up the hill here to install it. But he was really friendly and said he'd find us the shortest route, most direct route to try to get us the best deal. And so he said, let us know when we can come do it for you. So we can have natural gas here. I don't know how long it takes, maybe a week or something, but
yeah, so
that will help us with using higher energy appliances like a dryer. We're going to get a gas dryer.
Yep.
Not that we're going to get that right off the bat. Probably don't need one for the summertime, but but down the line, that's what we'll have, and a gas oven.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that brings us to, what are we going to do about food, cooking, and storage? We want to have solar for power, but we're probably not going to have that all set up in 6 weeks' time. Maybe by the end of the summer as projects get done, but we, are thinking maybe we've got some propane burners from like camp-style propane burners. We could use that to cook on. We could run the generator to run the microwave, or run something like an Instant Pot where you can cook a slow cooker meal in a fast cooker time, like 45 minutes. We might be able to store some food. If we get a deep freezer, we might be able to store that at our neighbor's house if we ask them nicely. So we could have access to long-term food storage. I'm not sure about running a refrigerator at this point, maybe just coolers with ice in it. So we're welcome to have any ideas you guys have. Put us some comments in below and let us know what you think we should do about the food situation. It's just going to be tricky the first month or so as we move in and get adjusted, because we're not going to have everything all set up. But to me, I think that's going to be the hardest part, is adjusting to not really having operating refrigerator, oven, and freezer.
Yeah, so we'll be glamping in the mountains. We'll have a great view, and hopefully everything will stay dry.
Yeah. So our power situation is also the thing we need to take care of. And it might not get all the way completed before we move in June, but we want to do solar, and we want to order the batteries and get all the solar array and get that all set up. But there's just a lot of regulations and making sure you have the right conduit and all the things like that. So there's a lot of things we have to figure out still about power. But that's what we want to be able to work with, because I have still a jewelry business to run that requires electricity. Unfortunately.
Well, we might be able to just get a few solar panels, a few batteries, maybe start with a 24-volt system, because I'd like to do a 48-volt and then just upgrade from there. So, and then just have it kind of temporarily set up, just with we can plug right into the charge controller or the inverter. I think the inverter usually has some 110 outlets, and we might be able to just plug right into that.
So Brian needs a workshop area.
Yeah.
I'll show you the garage where Brian's been working out of, doing all his timber frame joinery stuff. And right now it might just be the upper deck of the first floor. There's a lot of nice days in Colorado. There's not a whole lot of rain in the summertime, so hopefully he can use that and we'll just keep it clean, and he can keep his sawhorses up there and be able to.
Because the timbers are really big, so I'm not going to be trucking them back and forth, and certainly don't want to have to bring them into the house, so it'll be probably easier to do it up on the deck anyway.
Yeah, so figuring out the workshop area, I guess just using the space that we have upstairs is going to have to work. And then the other big thing, I mean, it's not that big, but it's just the muddiness of the driveway and the front area with everybody living here, coming and going every day. If we get rain or we get a snowstorm, and it's pretty muddy for a few days afterwards till it dries out.
Yeah, you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but come over here. This was just from yesterday, trying to coming in and out, putting the sheeting up. Just dragged in a lot of mud.
Yeah.
And he dragged in a lot of mud as well.
So having an animal live with us, in and out, dirty shoes, dirty feet, dirty paws.
So yeah, definitely some gravel at the entryway, I think. Just
trying to keep the area, and in the summer it's really dry and it's just dusty dirt, so that's easy to sweep. But getting this area ready for living, so shelving, maybe putting some temporary rug carpet situation down, so to make it more comfortable, walking around barefooted. Since our radiant heat won't be hooked up just yet until we get a well. That's on the to-do list as well, but probably not going to happen in the next 6 weeks. Money-wise, I think that's the big,
that's the big
hold-up. So we want to be ready for that. So maybe we'll save up some money by the end of the summer, saving money on rent, and we can work towards that. Once I get back to work too. So.
Well, we should be able to get water from our neighbors. So.
We also have that cistern on our property. That's always full of water.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy it is if we got a water pump to get water out of that.
Yeah, if it's drinkable.
If it's drinkable. Well, it could be just for, washing dishes or something like that. I guess we need 2 tanks. We need a water tank for drinking water and a water tank for utility water.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because we could just use rainwater if we could fill it up.
So we welcome any of you guys' comments. If you want to leave some ideas for us, I think I outlined the top 10 things that we're working on to try to wrap up, figure out, get ready for, prepare for before we move. There's a lot happening in the next 6 to 7 weeks. Not too many shared weekends. I'm going to be off working all of May on the weekends. Brian's got a few days he took off of work. So, yeah. We'll figure it out. We've got some trees to chop up. We've got some logs to clear, some fallen trees in our own property to take care of. Once we're here, we'll have plenty to do, but just from the now until then, till the end of May, it's going to be a little bit hectic. So, without wasting any more time, we jumped in the car and headed towards Home Depot to look at some toilets and sinks and try to grab some other things on our list.
That's a lot of choices.
So we were able to find some good deals, especially for the utility sink. I mean, the cost of the entire cabinet was about the same as what you would pay for just the faucet piece. So it was fun to be buying things for the inside of the house instead of just things that actually make up the entire house. So we grabbed a couple of other things on our list. We got the outlet box for the washer dryer. We got the sealant for the roof. And then we made our way to the checkout line with all of our belongings in tow, excited to load up the car and be done with this part.
Always one more thing.
For Brian, it's always tempting to look back and grab one more thing, but we made it out of the store before we ran out of room in the car and loaded up and headed back. Guys, we'd love to hear your feedback and have any input you want to offer us for advice for transitioning to off-grid living. This is definitely a first for us, but we're super excited to be moving into our own place. And the excitement is offsetting the temporary discomfort we'll have by the lack of conveniences that most modern households have. So thanks for joining us this time. Cheer us along, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and we'll keep you updated on our progress. It's just a few weeks away till we'll be there. Take care, and we'll see you at the next time. Bye-bye.